Nadal fights back against Fognini. Is he on a collision course with Carlos Alcaraz? And more top seeds drop out of the US Open. We also have the Azarenka-Kostyuk handshake debacle, and Serena Williams and Venus Williams play their last ever doubles match together. We're going through it all. But let's start with Rafael Nadal. He was a set down. He was a breakdown in the second set to Fabio Fognini, and playing some, I'm sure he won't mind me saying, some dreadful tennis in this matchup against Fabio Fognini. And something just clicked, I believe, in the second set. Fabio's level dropped, and Rafa was finally able to become his normal self again and get the job done in just over 2.5 hours in the end. It was 2 hours, 38 minutes. But it wasn't without incident, though. We got Jose Morgado reporting, saying Rafael Nadal comes back from 6-2, 4-2 down to beat Fabio Fognini and reach the third round of the US Open. Rafa was terrible in the first set and a half, and Fabio was even worse from then on. Nadal gets his good friend Richard Gasquet in the next round, which he has a 17-0 record against. I mean, we'll get to that in a second. This was one of his other tweets during the match, saying Nadal had 5 winners and 20 unforced errors. I can't remember him playing as bad as this. Fognini isn't playing better in the second set, though. Errors left and right to gift another break. 2-2 in the second set. Yeah, I mean, that was early on. It still got worse for Nadal before it got better, but he did manage to come through. But this is what happened in the third set. The incident people are talking about where he sort of injured himself, it seems, with his own racket. And as you can see here, as it hits the floor, it bounces up and hits him in the nose. And he was very, very, disturbed here. You can see, I'll just flick through to show you what actually happened here. Look, and you see he drops his racket, and then he was having treatment on the court. He instantly went over to the umpire's chair, lied down, noticed there was blood coming from his nose, and they had to treat it there. He ended up with a plaster playing for the last part of the remaining set, which wasn't that long anyway. He was already 3-love up. He ended up winning 6-1. But he did come out and say in the press conference afterwards, I don't know the words in English, but because they were asking, was he concussed? And he said, no, I just sort of lost where I was at that moment. I just had to go and sort of regather my senses, really. So he went and just lied down on the floor and got treated. Luckily, he was able to close out the match. But he said, I'm not going to dramatize it more. It was, he said, literally just a flesh wound. So his next opponent is Richard Gasquet, 17-0. I mean, number 91 in the world coming into this tournament is Richard Gasquet, 36 years old, both of them, and very close birthdays as well, as you can see there. Yeah, Richard Gasquet only 2 weeks younger than Rafael Nadal. We moved down. The last time that they played was at Roland Garros. Last 2 times they played were at Roland Garros, and Rafa in straight sets. I think it's more of the same. When was the last time he even took a set from Nadal? Has he ever taken a set? Well, yes, there you go. 2008 was the last time that Gasquet took a set from Nadal, and that was on hard court in Canada. So it's not stacked in his favour, let's put it that way. But Gasquet's been having a good tournament, been looking better than I thought he would, to be honest. So well done to Gasquet for progressing through the tournament. When he's on, that backhand is a weapon and is trouble. But I've got a feeling Rafa's going to clear him up. Carlos Alcaraz, the guy that we think that he might be on a collision course with, he cleaned up Federico Collier 6-2, 6-1, 7-5 to reach the third round. And in the third round, he will be facing Jenson Brooksby. They say he's reached the third round in 6 of his 8 career Grand Slam draws. That's really incredible for the 19-year-old. Brooksby, he saved 7 set points against Borna Coric, who was, I don't know, a lot of people, even myself, had Coric going pretty far. I think I got swept in by his win before the US Open. Unfortunately, it's not that easy just to replicate that on the big scale. And Brooksby, yeah, he's an absolute nightmare to play. As we know, he took a set off Djokovic, as Jose Morgado says there, in 2021. He awaits Alcaraz, as we know now. If we look at the draw, this is what could be in store for Rafael Nadal. If he gets past Gasquet, it could be Schwartzman or TFO. And then after that, the winners of Norrie, Rune, or Shapo Rublev could be in store for him. And that could be a potential quarterfinal matchup for him. For Carlos Alcaraz, on the other hand, he has Brooksby. No easy matchup. Never played before on the main draw. And then potentially Evans or Cilic. Cilic, he's beaten twice the last 2 times they played. I think he lost their first match on clay. But Dan Evans, he's played him once, beaten him once. And on the other side, for potential quarterfinals for Alcaraz, we've got Musetti, who's moving through the draw really well, knocked out Brewer. And we have also Ivashka knocking out Hurkacz, the 8th seed. That was really impressive from Ilya Ivashka. And we've got Brandon Nakashima and Yannick Sinner. I mean, the one person that Alcaraz will probably want going out will be Yannick Sinner, because he has beaten him twice this year already. So he probably doesn't want to face him yet again, because Sinner seems to have his number at the moment. Moving on to Ilya Ivashka, he did defeat Hubie Hurkacz. It was a really impressive result, because we know how good Hurkacz is on those American hard courts. And so just 5 of the top 10 players are still alive in New York, just like in the women's draw. We've got Medvedev, we've got Nadal, Alcaraz, Casper Ruud, and Cam Norrie. And obviously 2 of them didn't play. Yeah, obviously we know Djokovic and Zverev not there from the start of the tournament. The women's, we've got Juan Ignacio here with a good one, saying the number of women's top 20 seeds that lost in their first 2 rounds. We've got 2021 and 22. There's none last year. And we've got 9 this year. Not just the top 20, the number of women's seeds that lost in the first 2 rounds. Last year, only 16 this year. So we've had much more upsets, and we can have a look. Ladies US Open seeds out after day 3. Kontaveit, the number 2. Sakari, the number 3. Halep, number 7. Kasatkina, number 10. Raducanu, 11. 14, Fernandez. 15, Hadabmeyer. 16, Ostapenko. Krejcikova, 23. Anisimova, 24. Rybakina, 25. Trevisan, 27. Teichmann, 30. And Mertens, 32. And obviously Osaka, they're thrown in there as well. Not a seed, but a big name who has also gone out. Wow. I mean, that's a list of names. Who's left in? Right, let's move on to more, more somber sort of news coming over from the Azarenka-Kostyuk match, the handshake situation, it was called by Jose Morgado. Obviously, Azarenka from Belarus, Kostyuk from the Ukraine. Kostyuk been very vocal about all of the stuff that's been happening. Didn't really want Azarenka playing in the exhibition, which was sort of a charity event for Ukraine. And I thought Azarenka held herself really well in the interview after her match in the press conference, and just saying, I'm here to try to help, which I have done a lot. Maybe not something people see. I do it for the juniors who need clothes, other people who need money and transportation. And I think she handled herself really well. She said she has spoken to Kostyuk via text. She said she's there if she wants to talk, and she understands it's a very sensitive situation, and she'll just be there for it if she does want to talk. So I can understand Kostyuk's actions. I can't put myself into her mindset. I'm understand it must be really, really tough for her to have to go face to face with Russians or Belarusians, and considering what's going on in her country. And well, I just wish the best for her and her family. There's no more you can do, and I just hope that she is able to get on with Azarenka eventually, once hopefully all of the dust has settled. Last up, we have the Williams sisters. Unfortunately, they went out in the first round to the Czech pairing, Lucy Rajecka and Linda Noskova. And it was It was quite an entertaining match. We covered it last night on the channel. I thought that the Williams sisters really brought it in the first set. They looked good. Serena was serving well, and they seemed to change roles a little bit. It was Venus who wasn't playing well in the first set, and it was Serena who was hitting the winners and good at the net. And in the second set, it was the opposite way around. It seemed that Venus was the one taking charge. And if they had maybe a little bit more practice together, because the last time they played together was in 2018 at the French Open, maybe they could have done a little bit better. But it was a valiant effort. Well done to the winners, because it was pretty crazy, because we had Hradecka, obviously late 30s. We had both the Williams sisters in their 40s. And then we had the young teen, Linda Noskova, who was only 17 on the court. So it could have been a daughter of one of them. So very sad to see the last ever doubles match from the Williams sisters, but maybe it's for the best, because Serena, she's in the singles and she could go a bit further. We will be covering Serena Williams' match against Tomljanovic later on today on the channel. Make sure you join us for it. Let me know your thoughts about all of these points I've just raised in this little news clip. Do you think Nadal and Alcaraz will meet each other? What do you make of all these seeds dropping out of the tournament? And do you think going out of the doubles is now going to benefit Serena Williams? And will she maybe make it even to the second week here at the US Open? If you haven't already, whack a like on the video, subscribe to Game to Love if you're new to the channel, and join us for more tennis coming up today.